I wholeheartedly welcome you to the interviewing processes and orientation of Sinhaputhra Finance PLC. Let me start off by introducing myself. Like all employees at Sinhaputhra, I too, as the Managing Director, carry this card which has my name, Ravana. I am Ravana Vijayaratna, the Managing Director of Sinhaputhra Finance PLC. This introduction video will give you a layout of what this whole company is about. But let me tell you a little bit about Sinhaputhra Finance and myself. Sinhaputhra Finance was a company that established itself in 1979 as Sinhaputhra Agricultural and Industrial Finance Company. It went on through its phases to its current state of a public listed company in the Colombo Stock Exchange. I started working at Sinhaputhra soon after school, and thereafter I went on to do my CIMA, which I completed some parts, and thereafter moved on to my university career. I returned to this company having studied outside Sri Lanka, in the United States at a college called Kenyon College, and in the United Kingdom at the Oxford University. I came to take up responsibilities as an executive director in 1995 and rose to my current state as the managing director. My area of study was economics and mathematics, and with my understanding of accounting from my past studies, it has been an exciting time here at Sinhaputhra. You will now be amongst 150 plus staff with over 10 locations around this country. The responsibilities that you would have to shoulder are clearly set out in this CD. Please listen to them carefully. You will also see the products and the many services Sinhaputhra Finance PLC offers. Be familiar with them, because you are our ambassador to go outside and promote these products. Furthermore, please understand, Sinhaputhra Finance has its own branding. We are proud at the way we write the name Sinhaputhra, the colors in which Sinhaputhra appears without a shade of a difference. It gets repeated again and again, so we carry our branding throughout this nation. For you as our ambassador, as an employee of this company that you may become, it is your prime duty to safeguard the branding and recognition of Sinhaputhra Finance. Another core area of this company is credit and recoveries. This CD will give you an exposure in a brief manner as to how we lend money and we recover money. Because in short, we are an organization that buys money and sells money. We buy money from the people by promising them a rate of interest, and we sell this money asking people to pay a higher rate of interest. This net difference, a net interest margin, is the core of our gross profits. Then we need to churn it all out. We need to put it into presentable figures to our stakeholders. Our stakeholders are the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, the shareholders of this company, the many depositors that we have, and the public in general who are interested in this field. So, to put it out, we have our finance and accounts division working round the clock. How they work, what they do, will also be explained in this CD. Last but not least, to hold and mold everything together, you cannot do it without IT. Information technology, which is now actually ICT, information technology with communication integrated. This department handles it all. Our telephone systems, to our internet, to our systems. They will show how they work to put all of these together to make things work faster. So please enjoy the CD and make your best effort to succeed so that we can embrace you as Team Sinhaputhra. Thank you.
Under company history and culture, I would like to tell you what is meant by our payoff lines. Payoff lines are essentially phrases or small sentences that invoke what we are. It's basically used for advertising, and they're also called taglines. Sinhaputra's first and most famous line was "Small is beautiful." It was borrowed from a famous economist by the name of Schumacher, who wrote a book called "Small is Beautiful" in the 1940s, I believe. It was picked up by my father as the motto for Sinhaputhra, "Small is beautiful," to mean that it is much better to do things in a small, manageable way and make that a model even as we grow bigger and bigger, that we have lots of small models which are small and beautiful. So it is manageable and we can do it well. Later on, we moved into other taglines as well. The present tagline that we use, or the payoff line, is a lending hand. It has two meanings. One is that we lend money, so we use the word lending. And when we put it with hand, it also means a lending hand, which is to give somebody an opportunity in life, to extend our hand, reach out and bring them up in life. So we do two things. We lend money and we also make people's lives better, and thus a lending hand. Under industry, what is our role in the economy? In the economy, our role is to buy and to sell money. There are certain people who want to give up their money in exchange of earning an interest. When we take money, it is like we are buying money from people and paying them an interest in return. When we give that money out to people who want the money, it is like we sell money to earn an interest. That is when we give loans, hire purchase, pawning, and so forth. That is when we sell our product. So we are basically people who buy money and sell money in order to make a higher interest when we sell and give a slightly lower interest when we buy the money. And therefore we make a margin between these interests, which is called the net interest margin. Now by doing this, we create a wonderful possibility in an economy. That is to give money from those who have to those who don't. And those who don't take it for a reason of investment to make more money. Now, people who take money to invest money, whether it is in the transport industry, agriculture industry, tourism industry, construction industry, or whatever it may be, it creates jobs. It creates possibilities for the future, and therefore our role in the economy is extremely vital. The kind of money that we buy and sell is from ordinary people in ordinary lives. Therefore, it directly affects the well-being of the Sri Lankan economy. And 32 of us registered finance companies as of 2010 play this role in the economy of giving facilities in loans, hire purchase, leasing, money for emergencies, through pawnbroking, for trade and otherwise. So this is a vital role in the economy to ensure that people who have excess money earn their interest, and those who don't have money have access to money to carry on with their business and investment possibilities.
Sabri Amanulla, Senior AGM, in charge of collections, recoveries, pawning and legal divisions. Credit and recoveries are two different subjects. Credit is granting of a loan and creation of a debt. Credit is extended by a lender to a borrower. It is a contractual agreement in which a borrower receives money and agrees to repay the lender with interest within an agreed period. When we take our organization, that's our company Sinhaputhra Finance PLC is the lender, and the customers who obtain credit facilities from our company are the borrowers. Credit facilities are granted by credit officers, and our credit officers have a great responsibility in marketing money.
Credit evaluation is the assessment of the person or company to whom credit is being extended. Marketing of money or lending money is considered the easiest thing in the world, but credit evaluation, finally deciding to whom to lend, is a specialized and a difficult job which needs tremendous skills and it needs careful study. It is easy to give but difficult to recover. The credit officer is the person who assesses the risk. They must evaluate the prospective customer carefully. It is important that before a credit facility is approved, all aspects of evaluation should be studied from every angle, particularly the liquidity position of the borrower. In other words, assessing the repayment capacity of the borrower. However efficient the recoveries department may be, if the party has no assets or if declarations are incorrect, then recovery is virtually impossible. If credit evaluation is professionally handled, can eliminate bad debts. If bad debts continue in unmanageable proportions, it can indeed result in serious liquidity problems, leading to winding up operations of any financial institution. Therefore, the credit officers must realize the great responsibility they carry in marketing money. Documentation is a very important aspect in a financial transaction. In its simplest form, documentation is the written proof of all the various aspects of the transaction so as to legally bind the parties concerned and show the true nature of the transaction. In other words, the documents go to form the contract between two or more parties to the transaction. It is very important that every financial transaction should be correctly documented prior to the granting of the facility. Customers will sign any document before the granting of the facility. Experience has shown that getting them to call over subsequently, that is, after the facility has been released, to rectify an error in the documents is virtually impossible, although there may be rare exceptions by way of persons of high integrity and moral character. If the documentation is weak or faulty, it becomes bad in law. It is therefore necessary that the original documentation should be correctly and accurately obtained. Always be guided by your seniors as to the latest documents required for credit facilities we grant.
And the industry, if you were looking at how many RFCs are there, let us first understand the meaning of the word RFC. RFC stands for Registered Finance Companies, and they are so called because they are licensed to accept fixed deposits from the public by central bank regulation. Central bank supervises them under one of their department of non-bank supervision. Now there are 32 finance companies in Sri Lanka which are termed registered finance companies. These 32 companies are all looked after by the central bank by strict regulation and strict monitoring. This was the state of the number as of January 2010. There are troubled finance companies within this sector which were part of the Selinco group and also part of another conglomerate. They are now being revived by the central bank, and their revival in the future will be the strength for all finance companies, because the confidence in our sector comes as a result of all finance companies being strong. Therefore, 32 finance companies today enjoy the name and the prestige of being RFCs in Sri Lanka.